Hello designers, welcome to Codeps Apparel. My name is Debbie God's Power. So in today's tutorial, we'll learn how to make this short trouser, okay? We'll learn how to make this short, and you can see how nice this is, how beautiful and well fitted this is on the body. So guys, this is a very fast and a simple tutorial, but in this class we'll be doing the drafting alone. In our next class we'll be doing the sewing of this short. So if this is what you are interested to learn, kindly sit back and enjoy the drafting class. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share to others so they can benefit from this. So guys, let's dive into it. So designers, I've gone ahead to draw out my border line. So from the top to where I have my line, I have about 2 inches. Then at my center front, I have also 2 inches. So make sure you have you leave a space on the upper part and on the center front, okay? Why that line that you see at the upper side and at the side is going to be our starting point. So designers, the next thing we'll go ahead and determine our crotch depth measurement, okay? Our crotch depth measurement, and this is our hip divided by 4. So my hip is 44 divided by 4, I'll be having 11. So I'll place my tip at my starting point and I'll mark out 11. So I'll be marking out 11 vertically, okay? I'll be marking out 11 vertically like you see me do. Now we want to create a box before we proceed in drafting our short. So at my center front, I came down by 11 and I went ahead to rule a straight line. So the next thing is for us to rule our horizontal line, and our horizontal line is still our hip divided by 4, okay, which is 11. So this will enable us to create the box. So this box is very important in our short drafting. So my hip divided by 4, like I said, is 44 divided by 4, 11. So I'll go ahead and mark out 11 like so. So from my center front, where I have that line, I'll place my tape and mark my 11 inches. Note that you are excluding the 2 inches extension that you place at the upper up front and the center front, okay? So I'll go ahead and rule my horizontal line like so. So once I've gone ahead to rule my line, I'll go ahead and extend my vertical line like you see me do. So the next thing, after we've gotten our box, the next thing to do is for us to determine our waist to hip. So normally your waist to hip is 2 inches from your crotch depth, okay, 2 inches, and this works for everybody. So from your crotch depth, okay, where you have your hip circumference, just go ahead and come up by 2 inches. So this works for everybody, okay? So this line will serve as our waist to hip line, okay? So once we've gotten our waist to hip line, the next thing is for us to determine our crotch extension. And to determine your crotch extension is your hip divided by 20. So my hip is 44 divided by 20, I'll be having 2.2. So at my center front, which is the line, which is this line here, I'll mark out my 2.2 inches. So this 2.2 inches is our crotch extension. So once I've gone ahead to mark out my crotch extension, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, I'll go ahead and rule this up. I'll go ahead and curve it, and for me to curve it, on my waist to hip, I will come out by half of an inch, okay? On my waist to hip line, I will come out by half of an inch. So I will go ahead and extend this to the half of an inch. Once I've done that, I will go ahead and use my curve ruler, okay, to curve it to give me my crotch line. So before I will curve it, on my starting point, which is my waistline, I will come in by 1 inch, okay? Now this 1 inch is to prevent smile lines around the center front. So I'll connect this 1 inch to the half inch like you see me do with my straight ruler. So once I've connected it, I will bring my curve ruler like so, okay, to complete my crotch line like so. So I'll go ahead and pick my curve ruler, then place it at where I have my half of an inch, then I'll go ahead and curve it. So guys, watch my my placement, okay, my curve ruler placement. So I'll just go ahead and curve it like so. So I'm really gonna have to curve my crotch line like you see. So the next thing, after I've gone ahead to achieve this, I'll go ahead and measure my waist circumference. Now from the 1 inch that we came in, we will start to measure our waist circumference, not from the center front. You can see that I asterisk it. So from that 1 inch, I'll place my tape there and I'll mark my waist measurement, which is 36 divided by 4. I'll be having 9 inches, so I'll go ahead and mark out my 9 inch like so. So once I've gotten my waist circumference, the next thing I will connect it to my my hip, okay, my waist to hip. I'll go ahead and connect it. So I'll pick my curve ruler like so, I'll place it like so, then I'll connect it. So this has given me my side hip. So once I've connected my side hip like so, to connect my my waist like so, on my center front, okay, I will come down by 1 inch. Okay, so for those that have a flatter tummy, you can come down by half of an inch or 0.75, but for a bigger tummy, come down by 1 inch so that the waist can lap well. So I'll come down by 1 inch, and at my side front, on my hip side, I will come up by half of an inch. Can you see? So I'll connect this to the half of an inch like so. Then I'll pick my curve ruler. From that half of an inch, I'll connect it straight to the 1 inch, okay, for you to give it a nice curve around the waist. So I'll pick my curve ruler like so, and I'll connect it like you see me do. So once I've gone ahead to connect it, the next thing is for me now to divide my crotch line, okay, into 2 equal half. Okay, so I'll pick my tape, place it at my side front, then I will place it also at my cross extension, then I'll divide it into 2. So I'll fold my tape like so, okay, for me to have the midpoint. So once I've done that, I'll just go ahead and place a mark there. So once I've placed a mark there, I will check what I have from that midpoint to my side front, okay, then I will impute it on my knee line. So I went ahead to measure what I have. So whatever figure you have there, just go ahead and mark it on your knee line like so, or you can just go ahead and mark it down to your lap where you have the length of your short. So once I've done that, I'll pick my straight ruler and I will connect all lines together. So I've already separated the block, okay. We now have 2 blocks from the crotch down to the knee. So once I've done that, the next thing, I'll go ahead and measure the circumference of my short, okay, where my short will stop. That is the round thigh. So my round thigh measurement is 24 divided by 4. I'll be having 6. So I'll place my tape at the middle front. Can you see? Then I'll mark out my 6. Then also place my 6 at the middle front again. Then mark out my 6 at the center front. So once I've done that, I'll pick my straight ruler and connect like so, okay. So connect it to your round M. So once I've connected it, okay, I'll also go ahead and place my ruler at the center front, okay. Then I'll also connect it to the 6 inches that we measured on the round M. So once I've done that, I'll go ahead and mark it like so. So once I've gone ahead to mark it, we are done with our front pattern. So the next thing is for us to draft out the back. So we'll be drafting out the back on the same pattern, and I'll be using a red marker pen. So I use a blue marker pen for the front pattern. So for the back pattern, I'll be using a red marker pen. So for me to mark out my center back on my center front line, can you see, I will come in by 1 inch, okay. So I'll place my tape at the center front line and I will come in by 1 inch. So once I've come in by 1 inch like so, okay, then at the waistline where we have that line at the waistline, I will come in by 2 inches. So this works for everyone. So 2 inches from my center front inward, then 1 inch from my center front on my crotch line. So once I've done that, I'll pick my straight ruler and connect both together. So once I've connected my line like so, the next thing, designers, is for us to get our crotch extension for the back. And to get the crotch extension for the back is your hip divided by 10. Okay, so my hip divided by 10 is 4.4. So at my center back, can you see where I have my red marker pen? I will mark out 4.4 inches like so. So after I've marked out my 4.4 inches, I'll just go ahead and extend the line. Okay, so this is my 4.4 inches. Okay, where you see that mark is my 4.4 inches. Okay, so now for me to curve it on my center back, on my waist to hip, I will come out by half inch. You know, for the front we also came out by half inch, so for the back at the center front I will come out by half inch. Okay, so I'll pick my curve ruler and I will connect my points together like you see me do. So note, our red marker pen is our back pattern while the blue is the front. So once I've connected this like so, okay, so I now have my back crotch extension. So I will go ahead and curve it to my center back like so using my curve ruler. Okay, so once I've done that, we've already gotten our crotch line for the back. So the next is for me to mark out my waist measurement. For me to do that, I will have to extend my back waist. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and extend my line like so, following the line we have. Then on my waistline, which is this line, I will come up by 2 inches. For those that don't have a bigger butt, you can do 1.5, but for those that have a bigger bum, you can do 2 inches. So on that line, I will come up by 2 inches like so. So I've already extended my back trouser. Okay, so from that point I will measure my round waist measurement. So I'll place my tape at that point, okay, like you see me do. Then I'll mark out my round waist, which is 9. So you can see the way I slanted it. So I'll mark out my 9 inches. Now from that point where I mark my 9 inches, I will come up by half inch. Okay, from that our border line, which is our waistline, I will come up by half inch and I will recheck my waist circumference again if it's the same thing. So once I've rechecked it, I'll just go ahead and put a mark, then take my straight ruler and connect my back waistline like so. So guys, after I've done this, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, I'll go ahead and connect the back side hip. And to do that, from my center back, okay, from my center back, I'll go ahead and measure my hip circumference, which is 11. So I'll mark out 11 inches. So I'll go ahead and extend the line like so. Okay, so once I've extended the line, I will go ahead and check how many inches I have again. So I'll mark out my 11 inches, which is my hip circumference. So once I've marked out my hip circumference, from my side hip to my back hip, I'll check what I have. I have 1 inch. So the 1 inch I have, I will go to my waist to hip and impute the 1 inch again. So once I've imputed the 1 inch, I'll go ahead and extend my line. Okay, I will extend my line and I'll mark out my 1 inch very well. So I'll connect my waist to the point like so. Okay, so this is my side hip for the back. So guys, watch the way I'm placing my cuff. So make sure that the back side hip is a little bit curvy. Okay, even though it's not too curvy, make sure it's a little bit curvy. So to connect it to my M, the next thing I will go ahead and do, I will go ahead and come out by half of an inch from my M line. Okay, so this will serve as my side for the back. So I'll come out by half inch and I'll connect it to my hip like so. Okay, so the same thing, I'll go over to the other side, which is my cross side. I'll come out by half of an inch and also connect it to the crotch extension for my back. So once I've connected it like so, we are practically done with the back. Okay, so the next thing we'll just do, I'll just go ahead and trace this out. I'll go ahead and trace the back to another pattern paper so that we can separate the back from the front. So note that the red marker pen is our back while the blue is our front. So I will go ahead and fold my pattern paper like so because I have excess. I'll go ahead and fold it equally like so. If yours is not if you don't have any
remain, just go ahead and place a pattern paper underneath your pattern draft, then go ahead and trace out the back pattern. So I'll be using my tracing wheel to trace out the back pattern like so. Okay, so watch how I trace. So note that the front hemline and the back hemline, they are both the same thing. Okay, so I'll go ahead and trace it out like you see me do. So watch carefully as I trace this out.
So guys, if you have watched to this extent, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and share so that others can benefit from this pattern drafting. So guys, I'm done tracing this out. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open this up and use my marker pen to trace out my marking. Though you can't see what I traced out, I can see it alone. So by the time you draft yours, you can see what you actually traced out. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and trace the back pattern out like so before we go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and trace out the back pattern like so. So make sure that when you are tracing it, where you have your curvy area, make sure you make use of your curve ruler, okay? So I'm gonna have to trace out my pattern. So this is my back and this is my front, okay? So the one on red is the back. I'll just go ahead and label it, while the one on blue is the front. So when you're cutting this out, please don't make the mistake to cut out the back, okay? This can happen sometimes, so just be very careful when cutting it out. So I'm gonna have to cut this out, and the next thing we'll be doing, we'll go ahead and cut out our pocket facing. Okay, the facing for our pocket, we'll go ahead and cut this out. So I'll pick my front pattern, then at the side, okay, I will come in by 2 inches from my waistline. Okay, from my waistline I'll come in by 2 inches. You can do 1.5, you can do 2 inches, whichever one is very okay, but it shouldn't be more than 2 inches, okay, for it to have a perfect fit around your waist. So I'll come in by 2 inches like so. So on my side waist, I will come down by 7 to 8 inches. Okay, 7 to 8 inches is okay. So I'll just go ahead and connect it like so. So once I've gone ahead to connect it like so, like you see me do, I'll go ahead and pick my scissors and I'll cut this out. Okay, so when cutting this out, make sure you don't throw away the part that you cut out. Okay, that small part that you cut out, make sure you don't throw it away because you'll be using it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and keep this aside. The next thing, I'll go ahead and pick another piece of paper because we'll be drafting the facing of our pocket on this pattern paper like so. So I'll go ahead and fold this pattern paper into two, okay, like you see me do. I'll go ahead and fold it into two. So the width of my pocket is 7 inches. The width of my pocket is 7 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark 7 inches upward like so. So once I've marked my 7 inches, the length of my pocket is 12 inches. Okay, so 12 inches to 13 inches is very okay. So the length of my pocket is 12 inches. That is very moderate. So I'll go ahead and mark out my 12 inches. So once I've marked this out, I'll just go ahead and connect my lines together like so. Okay, so once I've connected this, I'll just go ahead and cut the box that I created. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I'm already going to cut out this. So what I will do, where I have my opening, okay, the place that is not on fold is going to be at the side, while the place that is on fold will be at the center front. Okay, be facing the other side like you see. So where it's not on fold, which is our pocket space, will be facing this side. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pin this up like so. Okay, I'll go ahead and secure my pattern to my pocket facing after I've placed it underneath like so. So guys, make sure that your waist align to the waist of the pocket facing, even though you have some excesses at the upper side. By the time you are done drafting, you can cut it out. Then make sure the side also is also aligning to the side of the pocket facing. So once I've gone ahead to pin this out, what I will do, I'll go ahead and cut out the shape of my pocket, the one I have on the pattern. So you know that when we placed it, the side is not on fold. So just pick one and cut out the shape like you see me do. Okay, so
I'll go ahead and pick what I cut out from our pattern paper, that's our front pocket. Then I'll go ahead and pick it and place it back like so. I said you shouldn't throw away what you cut out because you'll be using it. So I'll just go ahead and align it together, okay, like so. Then I'll go ahead and pin this down. So once I've done that, I'll just go ahead and shape the side, okay, because we want our pocket facing to have that shape, the side shape, okay. So I'll just go ahead and shape it like so, okay. Then also on the waistline also, I'll go ahead and shape it so that they will both align together. So once I've done this, I'll just go ahead and pick out that little piece that we cut out because we don't need it anymore. Okay, can you see that we've already gone ahead to achieve the purpose of our pocket facing, and you can see how this looks like. So go ahead and we'll go ahead and trim the hem side, okay, to give it a nice curve. So I'll just go ahead and use my curve ruler to curve the hem of our pocket, okay, so that it can align well inside our shorts. So once I've done this, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, I'll just go ahead and bring this out after I've already shaped my pocket like so, okay. So this is what we have. You can see our pocket. You can see how nice this is. I'll just go ahead and remove my pin and bring out my pocket because we'll be cutting this on our pattern. So you can see what we have. You can see that that side is on fold, while here is not on fold. So I'll just go ahead and mark the midpoint. Okay, so marking this midpoint or notching this midpoint is very important. It will help you to align your pockets together, okay, after you have transferred to your fabric. So guys, we are done with the drafting of our short, okay. This is what we have. This is the front, the back, and also the facing, our pocket facing. Okay? So in my next class, I'll be teaching you how to sew this, okay. Thank you guys. See you in my next class.